Recently, I got a task to process some data files in a very quick time, and I had no idea on how to process all those files. Those were more than 900 files, and I thought that we can use ChatGPT, which is a very helping hand for most of the technical people. Not only for the technical people, but for everyone out there. So I thought, why not we should use ChatGPT for processing all those files in a very quick time and meet the deadline. So what I did, I wanted to share that experience with you all, so you can also learn how to use ChatGPT for processing your data and for processing your files. In this video today, I'm going to give ChatGPT some prompts to ask ChatGPT to give me some VBA scripts so I can run those scripts and process my files. Let's see it together. So this is the file that we need to process. As you can see, there are 13 sheets. 12 sheets for the data, each sheet for a month of the year 2023. Then we have the last sheet, which is the summary sheet. We need to compile the data from all the 12 sheets and write the summary in the summary sheet. As you can see, the data structure for each sheet is the same, but I need to tell you that the number of teams vary in different sheets. For example, in this sheet, January we have 36 teams, in February we have more than that, and in March we have more than that. So what we need to do is to ask ChatGPT help us organize this data for us. The first thing that we need to do is that we do not need the entire data that is in this file. We need to delete everything to make things simpler for us. We only are interested in row number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we need row number 8 and 10. That's all that we need in each sheet of this file. So first of all, let me go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to give us a VBA script to delete all the rows from every sheet of this file and just leave the rows that we need here. So for that, let me write the prompt in OneNote first and then move it to ChatGPT. I'm writing the prompts here because I want you to see it clearly. In ChatGPT, you might not be able to see it clearly. So the first prompt that we need to add here is this one. For example, we will ask ChatGPT, please write a VBA script that can do the following. Okay, we need these things. The script, it operates only on the visible sheets and leaves the hidden sheets untouched. Right, this is the first thing that we need from ChatGPT. Number 2, the script loops through all the visible sheets and deletes all the rows containing data except rows 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 and 10. So this is the prompt that we need to give to ChatGPT, and let's give it to ChatGPT and see what it does for us. This is the ChatGPT interface. I'm pasting the prompt here and pressing enter. Okay, ChatGPT gave us this script that we need to copy from here, go to Excel and run it there. Let me copy the code from here. Go to our Excel file, go to Developers tab, Visual Basic, right click on this, click Insert Module and paste the code here. Just close this one, and if I run this, you will see that all the rows will be deleted from all the sheets except the ones that we have specified for ChatGPT to leave it for us. If I go to macros and run this one, wait for a few seconds and it will delete all the rows except for the ones that we need here. So that's it, we have done the first thing. And let's check the other sheets as well. If we check June, it's also the same. Check September, it's the same. So ChatGPT gave us a script that we ran and it completed the task. Let's go to the task number 2. Let's say that thank you for the script. It worked very well. Now write another script that can do the following. Now I want a script that can delete this total columns from all the sheets. So what we can see here that we have a pattern that the columns of data start from column C and it goes till the end where we have this column PF. PF is the last column that has the data. So what we need to tell ChatGPT to give us a script to start from column C, leave these 4 columns untouched, then delete the 5th one, then check the 4 columns, leave them untouched, and then delete the 5th one again. So we see a pattern here, and let's tell ChatGPT to give us a script that can do these things. So let me go to OneNote and tell ChatGPT to give us a script that can do the following things. It loops through all the visible sheets of the Excel file. Okay,
Then in each sheet, it loops through all the columns starting from column C to the F. Okay. Then 3, it deletes every fifth column in the given range of columns. For example, it starts from column C, leaves columns C, D, E, and F untouched, and deletes the fifth column, which is column G. Then moves on to another block of 5 columns, leaves columns H, I, J, and K untouched, and deletes column L, and so on.
So let's give this prompt to ChatGPT and see what it does for us. Let me paste it here, press enter, and see the magic. Okay, ChatGPT came up with this result. Let me copy the code from here, go to Excel and run the code there. Now let's go back to Developers tab, Visual Basic, remove the existing code, paste the new one, close this, and let's run this macro. Here we want to delete every fifth column. It means that we want to delete the total columns from here. Let me run this, wait a few seconds and see the magic. That's it. We can see that it deleted all the total columns from here, and from every sheet there is no total column. Let's see this. Yes, there is no total column and all the total columns have been removed. That was the second task that ChatGPT helped us complete it. Now the next task that I want ChatGPT to help me complete is to get the name of the sheet, write it in column A of this summary sheet. Then after that, get the name of the leader or the person who is responsible for this team, write it in column B of the summary sheet here. And then after that, we need to get this value of C5, write it in column C, get value of C6, write it in column D of summary sheet, then get the sum of these 3 cells, write it in the next column in summary sheet, then get the sum of these 3 cells, write it in the next column of the summary sheet, and then get the total of these 4 cells of reattendance and write it in the next column of the summary sheet. So this is something complicated. Let's go to OneNote and write our prompt there. So first thing is, thank you for the script. It worked as intended. Now write another VBA script that can do the following. It loops through the cells of all the sheets except the sheet named summary. So I don't want the script to process the summary sheet, but I want it to process all the other sheets except the summary. Instruction number 2, it writes the sheet name in the first column of the summary sheet. For example, it writes the sheet name of every sheet in column A of the summary sheet. Instruction number 3, it checks every 4 columns starting from column C. For example, it checks the first 4 columns starting from column C, which will be columns C, D, E, and F, and the next 4 columns will be G, H, I, and J, and so on, until there is data available in the columns. So it checks a block of the 4 columns starting from column C, C, D, E, F, then checks the next block, G, H, I, J, and it goes on till the end. Instruction number 4, it gets the value from row 3 of each block of 4 columns. For example, it gets the value of C3 in the columns C, D, E, and F, and gets the value of G3 in the columns G, H, I, and J, and so on. So it gets these values from each block of the 4 columns. The next instruction should be, then the value is written in the second column of the summary sheet, as the first column contains value of the sheet name. Instruction number 6, then it gets the value of C5 from the 4 columns. If you remember, we need the value of C3 first here, then we need the value of C5, then C6, and then C7, like this. So then it gets the value of C5 from the 4 columns C, D, E, and F, and writes it in the third column of the summary sheet. When these values are written from the 4
mentioned columns, it moves to another 4 columns like G, H, I, and J, and does the same thing until there is data in the cells. Okay, instruction number 7. After this, it gets the sum of the remaining columns of each group of 4 columns for the mentioned rows, like it gets the sum of D5 to F5 for the columns C, D, E, and F, and writes it in the 5th column of the summary sheet. And it gets the sum of D6 to F6 for the columns C, D, E, and F, and writes it in the 6th column of the summary sheet. It does the same thing for each of the 4 columns until there is data available. The 8th instruction should be, then it gets the sum of range C7 to F7 for the 4 columns C, D, E, and F, and writes it in the 7th column of the summary sheet. And it does the same thing for the other groups of 4 columns. The last instruction is, remember that each group of 4 columns is a new record and should be written in the new row of the summary sheet after the sheet name is written.
So these are the 9 instructions that we need to get the data and write it in the summary sheet. Let me select all these instructions, copy it from here, go to ChatGPT and paste it there, and see the magic of ChatGPT. Okay, ChatGPT came up with this response. Let me copy the code from there and run it on MS Excel. Let's go to the Developers tab, go to Visual Basic, remove the existing code, paste the new one, close this, and now if I run this, we will see that all this data will be compiled and written in the summary sheet. Currently we have nothing in the summary sheet. So let's go there, go to macros and run this summarize data macro. Run it, and within a few seconds now we have this data in the summary sheet. Let me write the titles there. We have the month, the leader, then we have under 5 male, under 5 female, over 5 male, over 5 female, and then we have re-attendance. So this is the data that we got from all the sheets of this file, and with the help of ChatGPT we compile it into this summary sheet. Let's see how many records we have in this one. We have 952, as you can see it here. We processed the data of 952 teams and we added that in the summary sheet with the help of ChatGPT. Remember that all these prompts and the scripts will be given to you in the video description. So if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to like this, leave your comments in the comment section, and make sure to subscribe the channel. I'll see you in the next one.